And welcome everybody to BP1 Sports. We're here at Honenberg Field where the Ezekiel Academy Knights will be taking on the Southern Prep Rangers out of Camp Hill. We just had an exciting junior varsity game where the Knights came out victorious 14-6. And we are here for senior night where the varsity Knights will be hoping to extend their good run of form, beat the Evangel Lightning 2 weeks ago, and now going to try and go out and get a win over the 6-1 Southern Prep Rangers. I'm joined tonight with my broadcast partner, Daryl Spears. Daryl, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling wonderful. The weather is great here, and after all the bugs ran away, we have a beautiful night for football here as these Knights want to continue their winning ways from last week. They played an excellent game, although not mistake-free at all. They did play a great game 2 weeks ago against the Lightning, who should be the best team that they've faced all season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we didn't play mistake-free, but it was a lot better than that Freedom Cowboys game for sure. And
absolutely,
like you said, Evangel's likely probably the best team that we're going to play all year. And if you can go out there and beat them, then I think we can go out there and beat everybody. But before this game starts, we have our national anthem and our word of prayer. And we get done with our national anthem. Both teams getting set to take the field. The Knights in the black and red, the Southern Prep in the white and blue. Both teams boasting good records. Knights 5-2 on the season. The Southern Prep Rangers just best them at 6-1. But I'm sure we will have a very exciting game of football. Like we said, the Knights on a good run of form beat the Evangel Lightning last week, so we know they're going to be on a high. Hopefully they can keep up that momentum and keep up that same level of energy they brought last week and take it to the Southern Prep Rangers team.
Southern Prep Rangers this year are 6-1, and they have taken on all comers. I believe their only loss, I believe, was to the Evangel Lightning. But they are a good team. They were a good team last year, and they took these Knights to the wire last year.
Yeah, not very many teams really put up as much of a competition as Southern Prep did last year against the Knights. So we'll see what comes of this game. Southern Prep lined up to kick this one away. Knights going to receive. Knights missing a handful of pieces, and that one's going to be a squib kick. And Miles Richardson going to pick it up, has a little bit of room to run, and the Knights going to start out with great starting field position. Miles Richardson, one of the 13 seniors on this Knights team.
Sure-handed Miles Richardson as he caught that one in the air after a hard bounce. It was a good onside kick attempt.
The Knights offense getting set to take the field. Handful of seniors out there for them, but also a couple of guys missing as well. Bradley Bumgarner and Matty Spackman, the two names that really stand out. We'll see what the Knights can do, missing those two key speed guys on the edge. The officials talking over something. Oh, we're trying to get the chain gang set up, I believe, on the far side. Knights set up in Southern Prep territory, going to start on the 45-yard line.
These two offenses pretty good at producing yardage, so the chain gang is going to get a workout.
No doubt. The only thing for the Knights offensively, they just have to clean up the mistakes.
Showing up.
And
False start.
there's one
before
right off the
any
bat.
Start. That was a little unusual, as
I didn't see any movement unless there was an illegal formation set up is the only other thing I can assume. But it looked quite normal. Peyton Patrick again, the man in motion. Snap comes. Leach going to hand this one off left side. Corey Murphy has some space to run. Gets past the original line of scrimmage. Bounces away from a couple tackles. Has the first down. And eventually out of bounds. Well, that's how you make up for it right there.
15 yards, or actually 20 yards on the power run where he got our 15 back and then 5 more.
Yeah, Corey Murphy, a good strong runner. You're not going to be able to stop him with just one man once he gets ahead of steam. And he burst for more than enough for that first down. And the Knights offense already threatening the score here, down on the 30 now. First down and 15. Murphy in the backfield. Leach fakes the handoff. Looks deep. Has Brendan Tomey in the corner of the end zone. He catches it, and it's a touchdown. Ezekiel Knights. 2 plays and 45 yards.
Throw it to the tallest man on the field. It works in the NFL, and it works all the way down here in high school as the Knights take a page, and someone on Southern Prep's team got mossed.
Actually, I think they might have caught him out of bounds just short of the touchdown. It certainly looked like he got into me, but
they are showing first and goal.
It is going to be a first and goal here. No score yet on the scoreboard, but Corey Murphy going to try and power forward, and might as well just go ahead and put 6 up anyway. Corey Murphy.
Stopping that.
No stopping that one that time. Corey Murphy, the man, gets his name on the score sheet. Well, less than a minute gone, or right at a minute gone. 11 minutes to play now, and the Knights lead Southern Prep 6-0. Going to send the extra point team out there. Brendan Tomey will feel a little hard done that he didn't get the touchdown himself, but go ahead and give it to the big number 7, the senior Corey Murphy. He's had a great game, or he's had a great year, rather, in the backfield for the Knights so far. Extra point attempt, bad snap, and it's blocked. Snap wasn't the greatest one.
Low.
Yep, had to collect that one, and the blocked extra point. But Southern Prep able to stop the PAT, but the Knights put 6 up on the board with their first drive of the game, and now it's up to the Rangers to respond.
So it's 6-0 on the Knights. Like early season fashion, score immediately. 2 plays. 40,
right at 45,
44, 45 yards in 2 plays. Big chunk plays.
And we'll take a quick look at one of our sponsors. We have Vivian O'Neill, a one-stop shop for all your boutique clothing and gift needs. They carry sizes small to 3X, accessories, shoes, home, baby gifts, and more. Download the app for live shopping. Come and see where style has a name at Vivian O'Neill, located at 3500 Wetumpka Highway, or visit them on Facebook at Vivian O'Neill.
And if you do visit them on Facebook, the lovely ladies will be modeling some clothes, and they'll be telling you about everything in the store. It's really great to watch.
And Knights tee this one up, going to kick this one away. Have a couple of different kickers out there for Ezekiel, but this one not exactly the most desirable of outcomes. That one going to go out of bounds near the 35, so Southern Prep going to end up with good field position of their own. And with 11 minutes to go, Southern Prep trail. The Knights going to get set for their first possession of the evening. Well, actually, I think they're going to retake the kick. Instead of taking the good field position, they're going to re-kick it now. So instead of taking the kick an extra 10 yards ahead, they're going to move the kick back a couple of yards, I believe. Obviously, they like their chances of getting a good return to Southern Prep. Knights started out with fantastic field position in Southern Prep territory, and the Rangers looking to try and start out with equally good field position here. Kick is away, and it's a squib across the ground, going to be picked up at the 40 and just smothered and covered. And Southern Prep going to start out with the ball right around the 41-yard line.
Good field position for Southern Prep as they get their first offensive set here against the Ezekiel defense, who has been the backbone of this team.
Yeah, whenever the offense is not played as well as they would have hoped, the Knights defense has stepped up, made some great stops, got some turnovers, and they played a pivotal role last week against Evangel. We'll see what they can do here. Quarterback is a name that we are familiar with, Owen Wolf, the senior quarterback for Southern Prep, the same quarterback that helped push the Knights all the way in last year's game, like you said, Darryl. But, you know, with senior quarterbacks, they definitely want to beat rival teams, especially when they're state champions. And we'll see what the Southern Prep offense can do here. It's fake handoff both ways. Wolf going to take it around the near side, has some speed, gets past the line of scrimmage, but eventually out of bounds after a gain of about 4.
Actually, it looks like more like a gain of about 6.
Yeah, they gave him a little bit more. It's still
a little more than.
We've still got those imaginary lines kind of set up a little bit, but when in doubt, you can always give it to your senior quarterback and just let him carry it around. He showed a good burst of speed there to kind of get around the edge and sets them up with a good second down here.
Actually, the good penetration of the Knights was on one side of all the blocking. Tim is the only one that's up here.
And pistol formation, shotgun picks up the blitz really well, but Brendan Tormey trying to roll out to Wolf. That throw a little bit low and incomplete.
Going to hit the ground in front of the receiver there. He rolled out. It's very hard to throw the ball, and if he'd have thrown it any higher, it probably would have been picked by the Ezekiel defender.
And especially when you got to throw it across your body like that, rolling out to that right side as a right-handed quarterback, you got to throw that one across your body, and it's never going to make for an easy throw. And with Brendan Tormey in pursuit, it makes it even a little bit more difficult. They did pick up the blitz pretty well, though, coming up the middle, and gave Wolf a little bit more time to throw. I imagine we'll see some pressure here from the Knights.
3rd and about 4.
Trying not to go 3 and out here are the Rangers. That offense from the Knights is just very explosive and it'll be hard to stop. This one pitched around the right side, has some space, has the first down, and eventually scampers out of bounds. Good speed that time, going to get Southern Prep their first down of the evening.
He gets about 5 running wide on the Ezekiel defense.
Yeah, I feel like that's where you're going to want to take it to the Knights defense, is on the outside. Up the middle, they're just too big and strong, I think, to get a good push. But once you get around the edges and start testing some of those cornerbacks and safeties with tackling, I think that's where they're going to find most of their success.
Also 3 down for the Knights. 3 down linemen.
Snap,
they're going inside now.
Up the middle and drag down after a modest gain of about 5 there.
Brendan Tormey from his left end spot comes in and cleans up.
That was a senior quarterback to senior running back, Ernest Moore, the man with the carry there. Southern Prep, this is about what you expect. A methodical drive down the field. Knights going to want to try and slow them up here, though. Wolf, the lone man back, 4 receivers set. 2nd down and 5. Snap comes, pressure coming. Looks like it's going to be a screen pass underneath with Moore. Got it, cuts around the edge, and just dragged down. Peyton Patchell gets a handful of shoulder pad and drags him down, saving a touchdown there, but a well-designed screen pass. We know the Knights like to bring the pressure from the linebacker spot, and Wolf and his offensive unit diagnosed it really well. Moore showed a good burst of speed around the edge and got a Southern Prep first down. Now, Southern Prep in good field position. Looks like they're right about on the 25-yard
line. And if not for Peyton Patchell's speed, he would have gone further.
Yeah, that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. Southern Prep starting to move the ball really well. Man in motion, and it looks like they had a guy jump on that right side of that offensive line. And it is a false start going against Southern Prep. So that's the first negative mark pretty much for that offense. Other than that, they've done very well so far in their opening drive, but now set up with a little bit more of a challenging first down and 15. I imagine we'll see some Knights pin their ears back and come for the quarterback here on this first down and long.
Knights with a 3-man rush earlier on the screen play, and no one was guarding the hen house. No one was in the middle as they all backed into pass coverage. So we're going to see if the Knights learned from that experience and they're going to leave somebody kind of in the middle.
That's the only hard thing with 8-man football is well, you really have to decide whether you're going to blitz or drop back into coverage. Wolf going to take that one and gets back to the original line of scrimmage after a 5-yard scramble. Second down and 10 now upcoming.
Brandon Torme making the tackle again. He's going to have a boatload of tackles if he keeps doing what he's doing, playing inside out from his end position.
Yeah, usually he and Miles Richardson, Peyton Petchel, and Isaiah Zorn trade having player of the game-like performances.
Exactly, and they don't seem to be wanting to run into Miles Richardson at all. They haven't run a single play to his side.
I would imagine that's probably more design rather than coincidence, I would say. Pistol formation. We saw a pitch play to Moore the last time they ran this. Snap does come. It's an option. Quarterback going to sneak out to the right side. And Moore, or actually, I'm sorry, I believe that was Theo Riddler that time, the junior.
That was not quite enough for the first down, as it's going to be about 4th and 1.
It's going to be a third down and very short upcoming. We'll see that one again on the replay. And a good bit of tackling that time. The Knights just dragging him down just short. That was Isaiah Zorn that made the tackle. Going to bring up a third down and short now.
Third down and very short. And we haven't really seen a power formation from Lyman Ward as of yet.
I imagine we'll probably see a quarterback keeper here or put in the hands of your senior running back in Ernest Moore. Snap low, and that one going to end up a sack, and the Knights come up with it. Miles Richardson ends up on top of that football, and Southern Prep had a fantastic drive going there, but one low snap ends it quickly, and the Knights jump on it.
The one low snap by the Knights on the other end of the field was very fortunately recovered by the Knights, and they recovered and did well on that play. But not so fortunate for the Rangers as they make a critical mistake on a long, strong drive that they were making down the field.
And it's kind of what we talked about. If you run the power formation there, you've got much less of a chance. If you run anything under center, you've got much less of a chance of anything untoward happening, especially from the snap. But that a high snap for the Knights, but they're going to bring it down to the left side. Running over people and dragging for a first down is Corey Murphy. A great, strong run by the big number 7. We'll watch that one again on the replay. A high snap, well brought down by Peyton Leach. Some good blockers ahead of him. And then once he gets into space, he's going to be hard to bring down.
Had the Southern Prep player not gotten hold of the football at that time, there was no way he was bringing Murphy
Not
down.
a chance. That's the only thing we've seen with Corey Murphy when he runs. He does like to run with that ball a little bit looser than maybe we would like. Seeing a couple of fumbles
good for him to hold on to it, because
Very
that's
good.
exactly what where Southern Prep is going after that football.
Snap comes. Leach has time to throw. Looks downfield. Fires one to the near side. Has a man. And nearly intercepted. Good coverage that time. Trying to find. It looked like that was Jakyle Sims that went up for it. But Southern Prep looked like they had about 3 guys standing around him. They ran the wheel route to this near side after the pre-snap motion. And Sims helped him
had to become the defender.
Yeah, he had to prevent that interception for sure. That was Evan Cole on the coverage for Southern Prep. So the Knights maybe down a little bit on their deep ball weapons. Jakyle Sims had a good game a few weeks ago, but
no speedster Bradley Baumgartner today.
Or Matty Spackman.
Matty Spackman.
Second down and 10 after the incompletion, and flag flies in. Sims was coming in motion, but
start.
Looks like it's going to be a false start and or a legal procedure. Going to be a second down and 15 now upcoming for the Knights.
So it's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Knights.
And as the clock ticks down, under 2:20 to go, Sims again the man in motion. And this one going to be a quick dump pass to Brendan Tormey. Runs over, man, gets past the original line of scrimmage and eventually out of bounds. Knights set up with a 3rd down and 7.
Not enough room on this truncated field for him to maneuver out there.
No, we've seen this field. It's gotten definitely squeezed a little bit width-wise.
It has lost weight.
Absolutely, it has lost
skinny.
weight. And it's honestly hard to even see the official lines out there right now as well. I'm sure some of the players out there also struggle with the same thing. They're in yellow, and I certainly can't see them from where we're sitting.
From up here, yes, those lines are in yellow, and I can see them fairly well. It looks like there might have been a little bit of a jump there.
And middle, Corey Murphy finds some space, has the 1st down. Brendan Tormey does a good job blocking for him down the field.
Gain of about 12 or 13 on that one for the power runner.
Yeah, it did look like someone jumped a little bit on that line of scrimmage. Hard to tell which side initiated it, but
it doesn't matter if the
nonetheless,
offense moves, and I think they did just a little bit. I think the referees kind of missed one there, but we don't mind for them not to see it if it's our Knights.
This ball right at midfield now. Handoff again up the middle. Murphy
again.
Powers through. Brendan Tormey, a
through.
great block downfield. Spin move and down near the 32. Brendan Tormey again provides a key block down the field. And the Knights rolling on offense. And really, I mean, it's just one MO. Give it to number 7 and let him work. And so far for Ezekiel, that has been more than enough.
Little laundry on the field there at about the 41-yard line. It's going to be holding.
And I think that's going to be called on Brendan Tormey. It's probably going to be from the spot of the foul. So I think we're going to go right back to the original.
Looks like it was up the field a bit. But
it was.
They do mark it right there. So it's going to be 1st down and 11 instead of 1st and 10. Or rather, 1st and 15. I'm
Brendan
sorry.
Tormey. It looks like he put on a good block, but I think they said he may have just got a little more grabby than they like.
Yeah, so friendly hugs are not allowed on the football
Unfortunately,
field.
not during the play at least. Trying to get the clock to run.
Inside handoff. There's Murphy again. He gets about 4 or 5 falling forward. And they are really waving those arms, trying to get that clock to run. We might have some.
And there it does go. We get down to about 4 minutes to go now. 2nd down and 7 upcoming for the Knights after the holding call brings them back.
We're trying to, he was pounding on that thing, trying to get that clock to run. And every time the equipment doesn't cooperate.
And we have Sims and Tormey, the 2 men to the near side. Snap, Leach looks that way. Now going to step up in the pocket, tries to scramble for a couple.
On the outside by number 13.
Yeah, like you said, it did look like we had a little bit of motion this time from Brendan Tormey, but still nothing called. Knight's going to get this ball just to the other side of the 45. Now going to line it up on the 44.
It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Knights.
Need to get to the 40. Knights have put together a fairly good drive so far after getting the turnover deep in their own territory, but I don't want it to expire here. Peyton Patchell, actually the man on the near side of Brendan Tormey. Could see a screen go that way, and now they're going to bring Patchell back across. High snap. Murphy going to get it. Scrambles forward for a handful, but not enough for the 1st down. Going to bring up a 4th down and close to 2 or 3.
4th and 3 now. It's going to be where as the ball is marked right where he fell.
I imagine we'll see them go for when you got a guy like Corey Murphy in the backfield. Let him have it and just see what you can do with it. And we have moved this broadcast over to YouTube. So we are now apparently multi-platform. So if you want to leave us a comment, drop one down there, support your favorite player. It is senior night tonight. We've got a lot of seniors for the Knights, and there is one of them, Corey Murphy, powering forward. Looks like he's going to have enough for the 1st down.
He will not be denied as he got hit about 3 yards before that. He got hit at the original line of scrimmage, and he just walked over a couple of players to get that 1st down. It's good to have a power running back.
Absolutely. We talked a little bit about a strategy to try and stop Corey Murphy. And the only way to really stop him is hit him as soon as he gets the football in the backfield. That's been the only thing that we've seen that can stop number 7 running.
And the only other thing that that he has an issue with is sometimes ball security. So you go for the football.
Yeah, try and grab onto that thing as best you can. This time he comes in motion around the left side, fakes it to him, and then it's going to be a handoff up the middle, a little bit of space to run, and eventually going to be dragged down. That was Miles Richardson getting his first carry, another senior on this Knights team, a late addition. This is his first year playing for Ezekiel, and I will say he's definitely been a good addition for this team. He's been outstanding on the defensive side especially, and he's already got a fumble recovery in this game. And there he picks up 7 as the clock ticks to about a minute to go. Knights eating up a lot of time with this drive. Richardson, again the man in motion. This one going to go underneath to Murphy. Has some blockers, has a little bit of space, has the first down, and more still on his feet. Corey Murphy trying to drag players forward, and eventually gets chopped down inside the 10. But a heck of an effort from Corey Murphy to put the Knights at first down and goal to go now.
24 yards on that one, and he got hit at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
Just kept running like nobody touched him.
Had a convoy of blockers who I imagine just whenever you give Corey Murphy the ball, don't stop blocking until the final whistle goes, and they do a good job providing a little bit of protection, and then he does the rest with his legs. First down and goal for the Knights. This one right on the 9-yard line. Murphy, the man in motion, snap a little bit high, comes around, and Murphy chopped down, and the ball comes loose. That one, a good read. That was Jalen Dixon coming from his cornerback spot, stepping up and laying that hit.
7 yards in the backfield, as that is just pure penetration there as he pins his ears back and goes for the legs of Murphy.
Well, that's what we talked about. You got to stop him before he gets ahead of steam, and they stopped him before that ball even really got into his hands. And now we'll end the first quarter. Knights lead 6-0, and they're knocking on the door yet again. But we're going to try and go to a quick sponsor.
Get a look at the coach advising his players on the way down the field. Winningest coach in Ezekiel history.
We've got our sponsor coming up real quick. We've got Zap Pest Control is your hometown company serving your needs in the river region for termite and pest control. Visit zappestcontrol.com or call 334-244-7778. We've also got Nancy's Italian Ice, a fun new place to cool down and sweeten up in East Montgomery. Serving up to 16 flavors of Italian ice daily, as well as delicious gelato and sweet bakery treats located at 7976 Vaughn Road next to Winn-Dixie at Taylor and Vaughn. We might need Zap Pest Control to come up here and they can zap a few of these wasps that have decided to take up residence in this press box.
Let's not even have a conversation about the gnats up here.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yes, I am for dinner, I'm having gnat stew.
But you did say it a minute ago, like you said, Hunter Wilson, the most winningest coach in Ezekiel Academy Knights history, and he added on one more win last week against the Evangel Lightning. Definitely one of the wins he likes to have. Only coach to beat them, but then only coach to beat them twice for Ezekiel. So,
and I do want to pay homage to some of our other coaches. Neil Harrison was a stalwart here at for the Knights. And Dale Monroe was not only the coach, but the athletic director as well. And we had a host of good people here that have made this athletic program. They built this athletic program from the ground.
Yeah, and now they're sitting on it with one state championship and one hopefully pending. Corey Murphy going to take this one around the right edge. Has more than enough, and he's got the touchdown. Corey Murphy looks like he got swallowed up in a cloud of white jerseys, but only one man comes through the pile, and it's the big senior, number 7, taking it from the Wild Knight. Has Peyton Patchell and Miles Richardson blocking in front of him, and that's not two bad guys to have running in front of you. And Corey Murphy just piles forward for another Knights touchdown.
It's like a freight train coming towards you carrying a mountain.
Exactly like that.
Too much rock coming at you at one time. As Miles Richardson looks like he was down on the sideline for a second there. It looks like he got undercut on the
looks like he got chopped down on that block. I think they were going for the legs of Corey Murphy, and
and got the wrong legs.
Yep, it looks like Miles Richardson ate the bullet for him. Knight's going to go for 2 here after missing the initial extra point. Going to try and make this a 14-point game. Leach going to take the snap, and he's going to fire one to the end zone off the hands of Brennan Tormey.
Well, Brennan Tormey.
It's hard to throw one a little too high to Tormey, though. I will say that, but just not able to hold on to that one, as that one was a rocket fired into him. And the Knights lead this game 12-0. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Ezekiel. Not a bad way to start the game. A couple of missed extra points, though. Doesn't feel great. But the Knights able to go up and get a turnover on the opening drive for Southern Prep. So we'll see what they come out and try and bring to the Knights defense this time. But we'll take a quick look at one of our sponsors. We've got Stone Martin Builders, building neighborhoods that will last for generations, providing a team of professionals whose goal is to exceed the homebuyers' expectations, guiding you from start to finish. New communities being built now throughout central Alabama and the Montgomery area. Stone Martin Builders. It's funny, Daryl, now that we've talked about them a lot, I see their signs all over Wetumpka.
Absolutely. So our advertisements must be doing something right.
Must be doing something right, absolutely.
This one goes out of bounds at about the 40, just not kicking straight.
We'll see what I wonder if Southern Prep will take the ball there, or if they will decide to take the re-kick.
They took the re-kick the first time, and it was not a win for them. I would say that they're going to take that ball where it went out of bounds.
Seems that way. Going to be right at the 40. And we'll see what Southern Prep do this time. Had a great drive going, but turned it over on a 3rd down and short after a bad snap and then a preceding fumble that Miles Richardson was able to pick up. Wolf, lone man in the backfield, has 4 receivers wide. We'll see if the Knights bring some pressure here this time.
Regular rush.
Good job by the line holding up. And that one over the top. A great catch. That was an excellent job of going up and get there. Jalen Dixon, I think we said Brendan Tormey may have mossed someone in the first quarter. That time, Dixon, with a moss of his own, goes up there and brings that ball down. Looked like, hard to see who that went over the top of, but a great throw by Wilson. That was over the top of Peyton Leach.
Yes, took a step in the wrong direction at the beginning of this play, thinking that there might have been some quarterback keeper, and was not able to get back into position in time to interrupt that. He got close, but no cigar.
Had that been a little bit of a better ball, that might have been a touchdown as well. But
exactly.
A good job by Dixon going up there and get it screen pass to the near side, to the far side. Able to cut away from 1, 2, and it's a 4-ace to the end zone, 10-5, and cut down out of bounds. Somehow Peyton Leach was able to go over there and get that. I thought that was a touchdown, but Peyton Leach able to make the stop inside of the 5, but a quick strike screen makes one man miss, and a touchdown saving tackle. I think that was Elijah Ward that may have missed that initial tackle.
Rather, Southern Prep now at the 1-yard line.
That was Garrett Peebles making the man miss and nearly adding a touchdown to his name. 1st down and goal upcoming after a touchdown saving tackle from Peyton Leach, but Southern Prep knocking on the door. Snap comes, handoff up the middle. Fumble, ball's on the ground, but it's a scramble to see who gets it, but it looks like Southern Prep come up with it. And a flag flies in. 3 flag flies in late. We'll watch that replay again, see if we can't see where the ball came loose, but also we'll see if we can't
see where that personal foul came in.
It definitely came in very late.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against
yeah, that was against
Southern Prep.
We'll watch it again, and wow, that was pretty untoward. That looked like Elijah Moore just threw the ball in the head of Brendan Tormey, drawing flags, and
that's probably not a good idea.
No, definitely not.
You're picking on the wrong one.
If it's me, I'm not going to go out there and pick on a guy who's definitely towering over me. But not even that. I didn't even see what the initial cause of that was. It looked like Brendan Tormey wasn't even anywhere near the play. I thought it was going to be on the scramble for the fumble, but Brendan Tormey just walking idly by says, "What did I do?" Referee talking it over with the coach. You could have an ejection there.
If somebody doesn't calm down, there's going to be an ejection.
Yeah, absolutely.
And eventually, too.
We'll see if we can't see the replay and see if Brendan Tormey maybe initiated something, but he looked like he wasn't even involved.
And one of their better players, too. That would not be a good. That would not.
No, if they were to lose a senior running back, we see that ball stripped. It looked like it was Miles Richardson who got a hand on it. And then Brendan Tormey kind of looks like he walks over, not really involved, and then just gets pegged in the head. Says, "What did I do?" And that was bizarre, very bizarre.
So the other interesting thing about fights on the football field is these guys are wearing basically armor, and it's not a good idea. As he just throws that one away, that's probably going to be intentional
That should
grounding.
be intentional grounding. He got out of the tackle box, but I don't think he got that one past the line of scrimmage.
That one did not go past the line of scrimmage as it went out of bounds at about the 20. There's a discussion going on, but maybe not a long one, and they're going to
be
reset this one. And then this should now be 4th down with that foul being a post-possession foul. But they're still showing 3rd.
No, I believe it is 3rd down because they were able to get that long play and then fumbled on the preceding play.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's where we saw that personal foul come. But they did have 3rd down up for a moment, but they switched it back to 2nd down before that last play snapped.
All right. I stand corrected.
No, that's okay. It helps when I get to sit down here and look at our scorebook all the time. Timeout call from Southern Prep this time, and they're going to talk it over and see what they can do on this 3rd down. I imagine if they get inside the 10, I imagine it's go time.
Absolutely, and being down 12-0, but they do have a quick strike, potent offense. There's no reason for them to think that they shouldn't be able to score, but they just have to. They really have to limit their mistakes, and they really have to calm down and just play football.
Absolutely. And while we have a timeout break, we'll bring you to Gray's Tire, offering services for over 20 years. Family run with friendly service, full range of car service needs. With 6 locations from Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, Wetumpka, and now Tallahassee. There's a Gray's Tire near you. We've also got Tallahassee Superfoods, located in Tallahassee, Alabama, locally owned and serving the area for over 50 years. Low prices and hometown service with 2 locations. Visit Tallahassee Superfoods or find them on Facebook at Tallahassee Superfoods.
I don't think David Gray is going to be satisfied until there's a Gray's Tire at the end of every street.
Absolutely. And hey, it might need one.
Absolutely.
Some of these roads in Montgomery get a little rough. Yeah. 3rd down and goal. We'll see what Southern Prep draw up here. High snap, able to bring it down. Going to fire this one to the corner of the end zone. Has a man there, but the throw just not accurate enough and a little bit wayward. Going to bring up a 4th down now.
4th down and 19.
Most 8-man teams don't really even have a guy to kick an extra point. Do you think they're going to send one out there to kick, a 25, 30-yarder, Daryl?
I think they're talking it over there, and I think they're probably going to take a timeout and they're probably going to go for this.
I imagine they will go for this as well.
I've never seen Southern Prep kick except for kickoffs. And so they are actually going
to go for it. 4-man wide, Wolf the lone man in the backfield. We'll see if they bring pressure here, the Knights. Snap comes, 3-man rush. This one going to go right over the top of the middle.
And knocked away by Tormey.
Intercepted, challenging the tallest man on the field. And Brendan Tormey, he goes up and makes a fantastic play. I thought he had intercepted that for a moment until we saw that ball pop loose. But it will turn over to be Knights football. We'll check that one out on the replay real quick. Wolf delivers a good throw over the top, but had it been anyone other than the tallest man on the football field, that is some great coverage by Brendan Tormey there.
And a little bit better throw, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a game of inches.
Ernest Moore was calling for a pass interference there, but I saw no contact. And Moore was the one who decided to peg Tormey in the head with the football. So maybe Brendan Tormey going out there and saying, "I got you this time."
And revenge.
A little bit of revenge
happens out there on the football
Absolutely.
field.
snap coming. Knights with the ball again. High snap going to go over Tormey's way and a little bit overthrown.
Just over his shoulder. It was actually a well-placed ball by Leach. He threw it to his outside shoulder.
Tormey just not quite able to catch up to it. And good coverage that time as well. No real space for Tormey to kind of go up there and get it. That was, I believe, Bennett Kilpatrick on the coverage.
It would definitely have had to be a perfect ball for that to be a completion. So that is good coverage.
And from Leach's perspective, it's either my man gets it or nobody gets it. This one going to be a handoff on the near side. A lot of space for Murphy to run and gets chopped down after a gain of about 12. Corey Murphy putting on a player of the game performance early for the Knights. Ezekiel Knights with another first down here.
And I believe Peyton Leach thought he was going to have a touchdown. He did a Lane Kiffin and threw his arms up. And it's so funny to see what these kids do out there on the
sometimes you want to be careful. I think we saw last week Leach got a personal foul thrown on him for tossing the ball in the air after scoring a touchdown. So
absolutely,
you never know what you might end up getting.
Looks like we might have some blood on the arm there of
Brennan Tormey,
the Iron Man, Brennan Tormey.
Miles Richardson going to take his place. Going to get that patched up. Andy Patchell on the sideline, I'm sure, can take care of that. Probably on that last coverage play that Brennan Tormey got a little scuffed up on this field.
Could have been his arm maybe just started bleeding when they hit him in the head with the football. I don't know. We just got to watch out for those things out here on the football field. Anything could happen.
The Knights now set up a slightly different formation. This time it's going to be Miles Richardson, the man in motion. Fakes the handoff, and Leach going to keep it. Had some lane up the middle. Has about 5, and still running is Peyton Leach. Has more than enough for the first down. Going to get this one down to about midfield. And after the play is over, Southern Prep tried to strip that one away and say they come up with it, but no chance of that seeming to happen. We'll watch that one on the replay. Good little double fake and opens up a lot of space for Leach to run into, and taking a page out of Corey Murphy's book as he runs with a couple of Southern Prep men dragging behind him.
Peyton Leach doing his best impression of beast mode and just running over a couple of players. Arm tackles are not going to bring these guys down.
Absolutely
they are
not.
Large enough and fast enough to really break tackles.
Now might be the worst thing that Southern Prep could imagine. Corey Murphy and the Wild Knight set up the low man, Miles Richardson, the man in motion, and it's going to pitch play to Richardson. Has some space, has some blockers down the field. Going to cut inside, has the first down, and eventually brought down near the 40, but that's going to count as a complete pass for Corey Murphy there.
So
and
a first down. He's done one of everything. He's had a sack, a pass. He's probably kicked an extra point.
Just the turnover is the only thing he's hoping to get now.
He's probably delivered water on the sidelines. He's probably done everything you could possibly do for this team.
And it looked like Richardson had some more blockers down to his right. If he would have kept carrying around to the outside, he might have had more than enough for a touchdown. But the first down is good enough for the Knights as we get down to about 7.5 minutes to go. First down and 10, Knights set up on the Rangers 40.
Grinding this drive with all runs, no passes.
Wild Knight again. This time,
that looked like it was a little bit illegal there. As
looked
you
like
cannot go forward.
Richardson didn't get set. Yeah.
Well, he could have kept moving.
Just not allowed to go.
Just
forward.
not allowed to go forward.
Yep.
And that's just a mistake that's a learning experience for him. So he's just going to have to go out there and get an extra 5 yards.
Also looked like it looked like Corey Murphy was looking to throw that ball, so maybe a timing issue as well between the two of them. And I think the reason that Murphy's back there at the Wild Knights so much, Leach looks like he's getting a little piece of him taped up as well. Might have had a little bit more blood spilled. Probably got a little bit.
Seem to be doing all the damage but they seem to be giving up all the blood on this drive. Snap comes. Murphy looks to carry around the right side and going to have more room to run.
It's going to be a full race to the end zone. 20-10-5 touchdown. Corey Murphy, the senior, makes it happen again. Knights lead 18-0. They say no quarterback, no problem. Give the ball to number 7 and let him work.
40 yards on this camper, no problem for Murphy as he outruns the defense to the pylon. I'm surprised with these odd angles here and these new lines that he didn't run out of bounds.
I know, it looked like he wanted to almost step a little bit wider. Yeah. But again, we see the big number 1, Miles Richardson, his lead blocker, putting in the effort down the field. Going to be a 2-point conversion, and this time it is good. Knights ground and pound, and it gives them a 20-0 lead. And with Southern Prep now, you got to start working. You got to find something to help you get back in this game.
Absolutely, as the Knights have really taken it to Southern Prep this time, and they are scrappy. So I don't count them out of this game at all.
And we'll take a quick look at one of our sponsors, Thrive Performance. In order to meet a growing need for at-home personalized health services, Thrive Performance and Regenerative Medicine is now offering telehealth consultation, functional movement, resistance training, and mental fitness training. Visit ThriveMedicalClinic.com and book your online appointment now. But yeah, like you said, Darryl, they are a scrappy team. You cannot count them out of this game, especially with a senior pairing in the backfield and Owen Wolf and Ernest Moore. But they're going to have to get something working against this Knights defense that just seem overly motivated, especially after the last week win against the Evangel Lightning.
And I'm not exactly sure what mental fitness training is, but the Rangers might need a little bit of it after going down early here, 20-0.
Yeah,
the Knights. They've done great on offense. They've been in the red zone twice and had mishaps that just kept them out of the end zone.
Yeah, for one reason or another, one was a fumble and then one was a penalty leading to a 3-and-out.
Squibbed down the middle this time.
And no one wanted to pick it up.
Picked up.
And eventually it is scooped up near the 20, and this one scampered out of play. And a little bit of coming together. No intentional from Peyton Patchell, I don't believe. Or actually, I'm sorry, that was Sam Brown that got the final contact, but it looked like just a bit of a coming together rather than anything intentional. But that one stayed on the ground for a long time, picked up right near the 23. And yeah, it looks like Brown was just trying to slow himself down and found the closest man to put his hands on it. That just happened to be the runner of the ball, Garrett Peebles. I think with seniors that they have on their squad, when we talk about mental fitness training, you can't really think back to all the games that the Knights have beaten you in. You gotta look forward and try and find a way to beat them instead. So we know that the Rangers have got a lot of seniors, so we'll see if they can get past that. That's not the way to do it, though. That one's going to go nowhere fast.
Torme was in the backfield before that one materialized. Big rush off the edge.
Against his arch rival, it seems, in Ernest Moore. I think Torme said, "You're going to bop me in the head with a football. I'll come find you in the backfield later on in this game." And that play going to end up with a loss of about 7. And obviously, Darryl, it is senior night tonight, and the Knights with a lot of seniors on that squad. I think 13 at the last count.
13 seniors, that is quite a few.
A couple of them not able to make it, but we will stay at halftime to watch the festivities. Halftime coming up in just a little over 5 minutes.
Before the ball carrier, before any of the receivers turned around, the pressure from the Knights was starting to get there, and I guess those were supposed to be quick, and they were not. Yeah,
those timing routes are hard to do, especially when you get the rush like the Knights do have. We saw the screen pass early on worked fairly well against this blitz, but you just got to call it at the right time now, it seems, for Southern Prep. The line has held up well enough, not a ton of sacks going their way, but just a lot of hurries and a lot of quarterback pressure has maybe forced the timing of those throws to be off a little bit.
Third and about 16, 17 for Lyman Ward.
Snap
the rush is definitely coming.
Wolf trying to scramble, has a man downfield. Oh, and off the hands. That could have been a touchdown. That one got over the 2 deep men, and I believe that's Peyton Leach, and it looks like Sam Brown. That one, how they've got hands on it, that Wolf throw
almost
could have
thought
gone
he
for
went
6.
across the line of scrimmage before he
It
threw
did
that
look
one,
close to
but
that as well, for sure.
Even if he had, no one called anything, so that was that would have been very, it's very fortunate that he didn't come up with that for the Knights.
4th down now, coming 4th down and 16. And now it comes to a question of, do you punt or looks like they're going to go for it. We've seen a couple of drop kicks so far this year. Knights know when no one set deep. And the snap is high over the head.
Right over his head.
Going to be on the ground and just going to have to fall on that one is Wolf. And he is unhappy, it seems.
Also about 20 yards on that play, just went right over his head, a bad snap.
We'll watch that one.
That is unfortunate. That's just execution.
We'll watch that one on the replay. Center, but one of the hardest jobs in football, couldn't get it done there. And tried to pick that one up. It bobbled even more and brought it back for another 4-yard loss.
And the Knights with excellent field position at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they've started off with good field position in this game, but this is about the worst nightmare you could have if you're Southern Prep. And again, the Wild Knight, Corey Murphy lined up, take the snap. Richardson to his left. Snap comes. It's going to be Murphy all the way and gets cut down after a gain of a handful there, maybe 3 or 4 on the carry. Looks like they called him for about 3. Well, if you're going to tackle Corey Murphy, you've got to go
right
low.
to the sideline and get some ice because he ran right over him. It's going to be 2nd down. The Wild Knight, I guess, is happening today. They're doing, Peyton Leach is back in the ball game now.
Leach looked like he was getting taped up on that last drive, so now going to step back out there for the 2nd down. He's going to carry it all the way. Has Murphy as a lead blocker and goes into the end zone untouched. Ezekiel Knights rolling through this game.
Murphy didn't even block anyone.
Didn't have to block anyone.
Wide open there. It was just a well drawn up play by the Knights.
We'll watch that one again on the replay. And I figured up the middle is where Southern Prep will be most worried. But fake handoff, and Murphy
just ran,
jogged his way. And
if he had had the ball, he would have scored. Whoever you handed it to,
absolutely,
on that play.
And Knights looking like they're going to line up and try and kick this extra point to make it 27-0. We've seen a couple times with this Ezekiel team, either the offense is clicking or the defense is clicking. But this time it looks to be both, and the special teams also making it happen, knocking that extra point through.
Excellent job to get that down.
Yeah, that was a tough snap for sure. But a good job by the Knights to bring that one down.
Unfortunately, the bad snaps have happened to the Rangers today. The Southern Prep Rangers have really had problems executing against these Knights.
We'll take a quick look at one of our sponsors where we get this quick break. Giuseppe's Italian Restaurant, located on 231 on Blue Ridge between Wetumpka and Montgomery. They offer a full Italian menu, including pizza, plus some live entertainment and karaoke, as well as dine-in and take-out.
Giuseppe's, my favorite place I've never been. We're working on that, though. We got to get there before the end of the season.
Absolutely.
We got to get out there.
I say it's right around the corner, not too far away from the field, but unfortunately we just get down a little too late to go out there and check it out.
Our timing is so bad.
So bad. Mac Mills looking like he's getting set to kick this one away for the Knights. We'll see if they go deep or if we see another squib kick. The squib seemed to work quite well last time. And it will be skipping across the ground. It halts up in a good spot.
There. Picked up at about the 30.
No room to run, though.
5 or 6 yards on that play. That was not a bad run back considering some of the disasters that they had earlier.
Yeah, he looked around, tried to find a lane, and just found about 5 yards just barreling forward. But this Southern Prep team has got to get something going here. Too many mistakes and a couple of bad plays. We've seen them march down the field, get inside of the 10 a couple of times, but just not able to finish drives. A big personal foul knocked them backwards last time they were inside the 10, and then a bad snap fumble. It killed their drive the last time. We'll see what they can draw up this time.
Blitz coming. That was good blitz pickup, and they got that one away. Got a screen out to the right side, picking up 5 yards on the play, almost 5, 4 or 5. It's going to be second down. A very successful play. But the quarterback took a lick.
Yeah, Will Wolf took a smack there, but they did complete that one for about 4. Second down and 6 now upcoming. Clock still running as we get to about 4:12 to go here.
Blitz
Pistol
coming
formation.
again.
Blitz comes. Brendan Tormey right in his face and just has to dump this one.
Middle of nowhere.
That one should be intentional grounding. There was no receiver in the area, but no flag does come in. He was still inside the tackle box for that one and threw it to an empty space on the field. So might have got away with that intentional grounding call. It will stop the clock with 3rd down and 6 to go. The blitz from the Knights just been unplayable almost for the Southern Prep Rangers.
A little laughter from the coaches on the sideline, on the Ezekiel sidelines, because I think the referee over there just said let him play.
I think we've got a chuckle up here in the press box as well because we saw that as well. Man in motion, pistol formation, and looks like a jump on the far side.
It's going to be a dead ball, false start.
Yep, going to back him up 5 yards. Going to go back behind the original line of scrimmage. That was on the side of Miles Richardson as well. And if it's me, I'm also probably going to try and get a head start on the big number 1.
I'm pretty sure that guy's pretty tired of getting hit on by
absolutely
Miles. Having said that, you know, you got to keep your place there. Clock running now, under 4 minutes.
Southern Prep trying to get something going. Can't seem to get out of their own way. High snap
on top
again.
Of the blitz. That one tipped at the line of scrimmage, or that's a very successful play out there, the swing screen.
Going to be a 4th down now and right about 10 to go.
And Lyman Ward has not been kicking the ball at all. I have not punted once.
Nope.
They've gone for it on every 4th down.
Well, the only chance we saw them maybe to kick it on was a possible drop kick, but that snap was too high and didn't get a chance to. We'll see what they draw up here on this 4th down. Snap comes, going to throw it.
They're going to throw it down the field.
And they had a step, but Wolf gets hit as he throws, not able to set his feet and really kind of unload on that one, and it falls harmlessly incomplete. But the Knights going to get a turnover on downs and a chance to really run up the score here for Ezekiel, as they already lead 27-0, but
Let's get another turnover on downs, and this has been kind of a regular thing. Unfortunately, the Rangers have not been successful at all on 4th down.
Also, the defense really struggling to stop this Knights offense. And the more they run the ball, I feel like the more tired this Rangers defense is going to become, and it's just going to become even worse.
And look who's in the game. Corey Murphy again.
So that big, at least for Southern Prep, Miles Richardson is not out there accompanying him.
Absolutely, it's like eating chicken every day. You're gonna get it, and it's gonna be the same thing.
And most of the time, it seems to work. We'll see what they draw up here. I can already guess who might get their hands on this ball. Man in motion, handoff up the middle, and Murphy runs over a man, runs over 2, has the first down, still on his feet, and eventually going to go out of play. The senior playing out of his mind here.
14 yards, 4 decapitations.
We'll see a little bit of the motion early on, but good job picking up the man around the edge. And then Murphy just goes to work on the ground.
That's one tackle broken. There's another. And they're still kind of pushing around at the end of this play when
he didn't even hit the ground. He just eventually got dragged out of bounds. 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go here. Snap comes. Leach having to roll out from some pressure. Has a little bit of room to run. Runs over a man of his own, still on his feet, and gets eventually shoved out of bounds. Good job turning what will be a busted play into a gain of about 9.
I'm sorry, Southern Prep struggling to make tackles against the larger, faster Ezekiel players.
And I think once you get hit by one or two of the guys down there, you kind of want to stop getting hit. So,
well, you start getting tired is the thing that happens. That's not to say, like I said, these guys are very scrappy. I mean, they have not backed down, not one bit.
Man in motion, snap comes. Leach looked Murphy's way, but now he's going to step up, big hole, and is going to jog home. Touchdown, Ezekiel Academy. Peyton Leach walks that one in untouched. A great design play. It looked like he was going to go to the dump screen to Corey Murphy, and that drew all the eyes.
The middle linebacker vacated the center of the field, thinking that he was going to have to go after Murphy. And Leach saw it, read it, pulled the ball down, and just kind of jogged into that empty space in the middle of the field, and with enough speed, mind you, to score a touchdown. Yeah,
great heads-up play by the senior quarterback there. And that's what experience can give you. Knight's going to go for the PAT. Bad snap balls on the ground, and that one going to be no good.
Going to be a bit unsuccessful on that play.
But overall for the Knights, that's about as good of a first half as you could ask for, aside from a couple of mistakes on the extra points. But Knights defense getting a couple turnovers, and the offense capitalizing on every single possession, have not been stopped yet.
33 unanswered points, and no real threat other than the two. No real threat this quarter.
And we'll take a look at another one of our sponsors. We have Robert Morris Attorney, located in Deatsville, Alabama. If you're in need of legal services, they serve the River Region. Just call 334-569-1820 for Robert Morris Attorney.
One of my favorite people in this world.
And a half-decent football coach as well.
Pretty decent football coach.
Pretty decent coach all around, actually, I would say.
He's a good father. He's just a renaissance man.
Knights get set to kick this one away. Looks like it's going to be Mac Mills. A lot of whistles coming in from the officials. Timeout called by the Knights. And coach not going to be happy about that one at all, I don't believe. Maybe trying.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that sequence either.
Both teams going to talk this one over. It's going to give Southern Prep a little bit more time to talk over a drive, see what they can put together. But all in all, when it comes down to big bodies versus big bodies, the Knights have just been winning the battle up front, putting a lot of pressure on Owen Wolf and just not allowing them to step up and make any plays from the senior quarterback. The Knights defense have just been playing lights out.
Absolutely, and no answer. There's just nothing that that the Rangers can do. They've tried a few things. They've done some things successfully. That screen pass in the first quarter was a very successful play. They've gone over the top a couple of times to make it interesting, but they have not been able to score.
Yeah, the Knights goal line defense and red zone defense in general has been very good. We saw what would have been a touchdown had Peyton Leach not made a goal line saving tackle turn into a turnover on downs for the Ezekiel Knights. So defense deserves just as much credit for that goose egg, and the offense deserves a heck of a lot of credit for those 33 points put up, and the big number 7 been a big reason for that. This kick going to go squib down and just covered up.
Covered up at the 40, muffed slightly, but not with a man in his face. I think they did a good job fielding that one, and they're going to have good field position to start this drive with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, that was Wesley Spear with that kick, his first time kicking off tonight. And that's always a tough one to pick up, that little skipping, hopping ball. Never really know what it's going to do, but like you said, Southern Prep did a good job fielding it, and the clock going to start to run here as we get
already
down.
Cranking the clock before halftime, 33-0 here, and
Wolf set up low man in the backfield, 4 receivers wide.
Timeout again.
Called. Looks like
I know Coach is going to be hot because there were only 7 players on the
Knights
field.
didn't have enough out there.
And there was one man down here at the bottom, wide open.
Looks like Russell Joyner was the man late to get on the field. Coach Bowden's defense done a good job so far tonight. That their first real mistake. Hunter Wilson
like
taking off his headset, walking over.
Now.
Not happy with that at all. As the Knights talk this one over, going to try not to give up anything before halftime. I imagine Southern Prep already have a game plan here drawn up. Probably just going to try and reaffirm it. I feel like if you're Southern Prep, you've got 2 good guys in the backfield to run the ball, but I think that time is done now. I feel like you've just got to start taking some shots here.
And they are out. Looks like they're in preparation. They are split wide, 3 wide receivers and a tight end.
We've seen it a lot there where this could be a quarterback keeper up the middle, but 3 Knights already in the backfield, and Owen Wolf, his jersey going to get a little bit dirtier.
I think they're going to change his number to 12 if Tormey hits him again.
Big loss on that play as 3 Knights came almost untouched.
Powering off the edge there, and Tormey the first man to get there.
But Miles Richardson and looked like Sam Brown also in a hot pursuit. That's going to be a loss of, I hadn't quite marked it yet. They're talking over something.
It's going to be 15-0.
And a personal foul, face mask against the D. I didn't see any face mask on that tackle.
I didn't even see the flag.
I didn't see the flag either. We'll watch that again on the replay.
So, and where they're marking this off from is still not going to be a first down.
No, it's not going to be a first down.
But that's a significant chunk of yardage.
Yeah, we see the tackle, and
okay, they're saying that is he's reaching around there. They think he grabbed his face mask. But I think he's got his chest.
He's got his jersey, no face mask
He did not touch the face mask.
I guess they thought the thumb of Brennan Tormey may have snuck up into the face mask, but
his hands are big, but they're not that big.
They're not that big.
They can't be on his numbers or no
and
face mask.
And from our perspective, it didn't look like Wolf really, sometimes you'll see that head snatch around when you get a grip of the face mask, but they're going to give it to him, and going to be a first down and 10 upcoming again. Minute 30 to go here. Snap comes, Wolf under pressure, screen pass underneath.
Again, that was so successful early, and this time they shut it down after about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, Peyton Leach does a good job stepping up from his safety spot. Looked like that was Theo Rindler with the reception. Gets about 5 on the play. Going to bring up a second down and 5 to go. Clock ticking. Got about a minute to go here before halftime. That low snap and
another screen pass.
Going to be a screen underneath. Has some space to run around the right side, and it's going to be a race. And it's going to be a touchdown. And well, Southern Prep definitely not going away. What's been successful for them so far has been that screen pass, and this time it goes all the way to the end zone. We'll check that one again on the replay. Some good blocking downfield after a little bit of a low snap. Knights were in the backfield. Richardson tries to get a hand on it. Leach steps up, but just not able to wrap that one up.
Position. One block took out 2 men.
And that's a great play.
Gone.
That was, I believe, Devontae Owens, the man with the touchdown, and that keeps Southern Prep in this game. Going to try and go for 2 here. Knights' goal line defense has been good. We'll see what they try and do on this 2-point attempt. That one fired over the middle. Had his hands on it, but incomplete. With about 40 seconds to go here till halftime. Don't forget, it is senior night tonight. The Knights seniors, especially number 7, Corin Murphy, playing some good football. But I think we've got 13 seniors on this year's roster, so a lot of them for the Knights, a lot of them part of that state championship team. So We will be hanging around for our halftime festivities, so hopefully you guys will join us. Give a shout out to your favorite senior. We've got plenty of them. We'll also have the senior spotlight, I believe. So hang around, see who that is tonight. But I think tonight, Darryl, all of our seniors are in the spotlight, and all of them playing well so far as they lead Southern Prep 33-6. 40 seconds to go here. Southern Prep likely to kick this one away. Probably going to be an onside kick like we've seen.
Only their second kick of this game.
Yep.
The first one was the opening kickoff. And we're going to see what they do here. With 40 seconds left, they may try some trickeration.
That will give them a little bit of hope, though, because they will get the ball after halftime, but they're going to need a few more drives like that last one to really try and push this night's team at all.
It was 2 screen plays, the exact same play that scored against the Knights.
Yeah, the first time Peyton Leach able to shut it down. The second one,
and this one is
got fingertips on him, and that's going to go out of bounds.
Go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
Smart play there by the Knights just to let that one roll. Looked like they were about to pick it up.
Had he picked it up, he had an ocean of green grass in front of him, and if he wanted to, he probably could have taken it to the house.
Had he dropped it, though, I imagine he would have got an earful from the coach.
Absolutely. I know you can't get fired from high school football, but they probably would have done some kind of punitive.
We've seen that a little bit in college football. Some odd happenings on the opening kickoff. I think we saw in the Florida-Bama game a couple of weeks ago. A kickoff fielded at the 1 and then just stepped out of the end zone. Yeah, stepping out of bounds. So that football IQ is something that coaches definitely look for.
They are winding.
And they're going to run the clock with 30-something seconds. Hunter Wilson walked over and talked with the official. I imagine he said it doesn't really bother him too much. Leach going to go deep. Looks for Brendan Tormey. Complete.
Even for the speedster. He had him out there wide open. The defensive back just can't quite keep up with Tormey. Nope. So a well-thrown ball is a touchdown in that case.
Even if it's a 50-50 ball thrown to Brendan Tormey, I don't see it as a 50-50 ball. It's more like a 70-30.
Absolutely. It's a 6'5" to 5'5" ball, and 6'5" usually wins that.
Yep. That's going to run the Wild Knight again. Been successful so far. Corey Murphy, the man back there. Miles Richardson comes in motion. High snap. Going to pitch this one off to Richardson. Has a little bit of room to run down the right side. Found some blockers in front of him. Got one man to beat and eventually knocked out of bounds. But Miles Richardson, a great run there. Had a convoy in front of him and is well in to Rangers territory. A good job by Murphy bringing down that snap, and Peyton Patchell down the field, the lead blocker. Richardson not really tackled, but just kind of forced out of bounds by Bennett Kilpatrick.
Not before he got about 30 yards on that play, and he was just wide open.
And the clock stops with about 6 seconds to go. Knight's going to take a timeout, going to try and maybe extend this lead, see what they can draw up here. But I would say the most successful play has been give it to number 7.
Absolutely. Or maybe they want to try a ridiculously long field goal.
They could try that, absolutely.
That would be a very interesting thing. I do not see the usual suspects, the usual field goal kickers walking out on the field, so they may just take a knee. We just don't know what they're going to do right now. They have all kinds of options, leading 33-6 with 6 seconds left.
The Knights have played some good football so far. The senior's been a big part of it. Payne Leach, Miles Richardson, and Corey Murphy kind of been the usual suspects. Isaiah Zorn and Peyton Patchell also getting in on the action on the defensive side of the ball. And we certainly enjoy watching all these seniors play. So they will go out and join on the center of the field for our senior spotlight. So hang around with us and check that out. Looks like we'll probably have about one more play till we get there. The usual suspects of Leach and Murphy in the backfield. Tormey and Sims, the man in motion. High snap. Leach able to bring it down. Rolls out to the near side. This will be the final play. That one in the end zone. Intercepted. And going to try and find some space. Not a lot to find. And drip down. A bit of a ill-advised pass from Peyton Leach. But no harm, no foul as we go into halftime. The Knights lead 33-6 after a great first half showing by the Knights. We'll have about a 20-minute halftime for this senior appreciation night. We'll listen in to all the speeches being had and some of the testimonies from some of these kids out here.
I'd like to welcome everyone to Ezekiel Academy's Senior Recognition Night. This is a special evening for us to honor the class of 2022. I would like to thank Miss Jennifer Hester for all her work, for making preparations for tonight's celebration, and Miss Michelle Darnell for the work that she put forth with the posters and the cheerleaders. So, welcome to tonight, and we're going to get started with our seniors. Our first senior is Mr. Bradley Baumgardner. He is the son of Earl and Charlotte Baumgardner, and unfortunately, Bradley tested positive for COVID earlier this week, and we're thankful he's doing fine, but we're also thankful he's at home. His favorite scripture is Isaiah 33:22. The Lord is our judge, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our king, he will save us. Bradley's favorite hobbies is playing on the Ezekiel basketball team. He also enjoys bowling and golf. His favorite memory is catching a touchdown pass against Lighthouse in the state championship game last year. He plans to possibly go to college on a bowling scholarship. He's quite a bowler. He wants to become a realtor. Mr. Bradley Baumgardner. Our next senior is Mr. Chayton Chastain. Chayton is the son of Wayne and Holly Chastain. His favorite scripture is 1 John 4:10 and 11. This is love, not that we love God, but that he loved us and sent his son to be the atoning sacrifice for our sins. Beloved, if God loves us, we almost also love one another. He enjoys singing, the piano, archery, and leatherworking. His favorite memory from football and EA Sports is beating Evangel. His future plans are to be a youth minister or music minister. Mr. Chayton Chastain. Mr. Cecil Coon. Bill and Charity Coon. His favorite scripture is 1 Corinthians 9:24, which says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain the prize. His hobbies included fishing and hunting, and he also has as his favorite memory beating a banjo to make it to the championship. Cecil plans to attend Trenton State to learn to be a welder. Mr. Cecil Coon. Mr. Christian Hester. His favorite scripture is Matthew 6, 9 through 13. This then is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Christian enjoys listening to music, playing the guitar and the piano. He has as his favorite memory winning the 2020 state football championship. He plans to attend Berry College in Georgia as a pre-med student and then to go on and become a doctor. Mr. Christian Hester. Mr. Luke Jordan. Luke is the son of Tom and Dawn Jordan. His favorite scripture is Proverbs 6, 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Luke enjoys hanging out with friends and playing baseball. His favorite memory of sports is winning the 2020 ACSC state championship. He plans to become a firefighter or a game warden. Mr. Luke Jordan. Mr. Peyton Leach. Peyton is the son of Rick and Donna Leach. His favorite scripture comes from Deuteronomy 31, which says, "So be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, and do not panic before them. For the Lord your God will personally go ahead of you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you." Peyton enjoys working out, playing football, and working at the YMCA. His favorite memory also was winning the state championship in 2020. He plans to attend college and pursue a degree in sports medicine. Mr. Peyton Leach. Mr. James Mathis. James is the son of Jimmy and Amanda Mathis. His favorite scripture is John 11:35. Jesus wept. But for that verse, in times of sorrow, he likes to think back to this and remember what Jesus went through for him. He is active in his youth group, is a member and a leader, and he leads singing in his church. Also, his hobbies include video games and baseball. He plans to attend AUM and pursue a degree in environmental science. Mr. James Mathis. Mr. Corey, 3-touchdown Murphy. Corey is the son of Josh and Naomi Holmes. His favorite scripture is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." Corey enjoys playing baseball. His favorite sports memory is winning the first ever football championship for Ezekiel history. He plans to go to Southern Union and become a physical therapist. Mr. Corey Murphy. Mr. Peyton Hatchell. His favorite scripture is Romans I'm sure that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor rulers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God in Christ Jesus our Lord. Romans chapter 8. Peyton enjoys hot sports and spending time with his family and friends. His favorite memory is also winning the 2020 football state championship. He plans to attend college to become an orthopedic surgeon. Mr. Peyton Hatchell. Mr. Miles Richardson. Scriptures, Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. His hobbies are football, basketball, and streaming on YouTube, spending time with his friends and his family, and he thoroughly enjoys volunteer work. His favorite sports memory is playing against his old school. He has plans to go into the military and then open his own business. Mr. Miles Richardson. Mr. Holton Smith. Holton is the son of James and Dina Smith. His favorite scripture is also Proverbs 3. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Holton's hobbies include playing 80s music on his guitar and watching Alabama football. His favorite sport memory was from 2019 in the game against Russell Christian. He intercepted the ball and it ran it back for 60 yards. They won that game 8-0. His future plans are to attend Troy University, majoring in finance, and always follow God's word and hopefully lead others to Christ. Mr. Holton Smith. Mr. Elijah Ward. Elijah is the son of Ray and Rayanne Ward. His favorite scripture is Ephesians 2:8. For by grace we have been saved through faith. It is not your own doing, it is a gift from God. Elijah enjoys hunting, fishing, snakes, turtles, music, and sweet tea. A few weeks ago, against success, his favorite memory came when he drove the guy 10 yards back and then into the ground. Elijah plans to study wildlife biology at Troy. Mr. Elijah Ward. Mr. Isaiah Zorn. His favorite scripture is Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right now, his hobby includes working in the Alabama Grill with Bobby Smith's Heating and Cooling. He also enjoys hunting and fishing. His favorite memory, if you haven't memorized it by now, it's winning the state championship last year. Isaiah plans to go to LBW in Greenville, then go on to Auburn University. Mr. Isaiah Zorn. This is our senior class of 2022 for Ezekiel Academy football. Let's give them all a great big congratulations. Gentlemen, Ezekiel Academy is very thankful for your contributions on the field, and that memory can pass away to be the championship in 2022. Work hard and God bless you.
full race to the end zone. 20-10-5. Touchdown. Corey Murphy, the senior, makes. Leach looked like he was getting taped up on that last one. Now going to step back out there for the second down. He's going to carry it all the way. Has Murphy as a lead blocker and goes into the end zone. Murphy's way, but now he's going to step up big hole and is going to jog home. Touchdown and motion. High snap. Going to pitch this one off to Richardson. Has a little bit of room to run down the right side. Finds some blockers in front of him. Got one man to beat and eventually knocked out of bounds. But Miles Richardson, a great.
Come shop with us at Vivian O'Neill, voted Montgomery's best boutique. At 10,000 square feet, we carry a huge selection of women's clothing, sizes small to 3X, shoes, women's accessories, gifts, and more. We are located at 3500 Wetumpka Highway in Montgomery, Alabama. There is really something for everyone here, and we want to make Vivian O'Neill the only place you will ever want to shop.
are back for our second half of Ezekiel Knights versus Southern Prep. Knights with a commanding lead here starting off the second half. 33-6, the Knights dominated on the ground. Corey Murphy carrying most of the workload, but Peyton Leach and Miles Richardson also having some useful touches on the ball. Knights getting set to kick this one away. We've seen a couple of squib kicks from their kicking team so far, and this time they're going to boot it long. And it's going to go over the head of everybody on the Southern Prep side, and they will field it in the end zone, and they're going to try and scramble away. They do get out of the end zone, but they were in a little bit of hurt there. Wouldn't you say so, Daryl?
I would say they've got a new name for that. They call that a Florida move.
I would say so.
Never should have fielded that one. Probably should have called for a fair catch. It's just starting off the wrong way.
Yeah, that's not the way you get out of a 33-6 hole for sure. They have struggled from fortuitous field position even up to the 45, but now set back on their own 5-yard line. I imagine we're going to see some Knights pin their ears back and come for this one.
Absolutely. The story of this game has been the Knights defense and Corey Murphy.
Yeah, obviously the Knights have got a lot of points on the scoreboard, but the lack of points for Southern Prep is no mistake either. The ref's trying to get this clock to run, and it does. I think they're calling it the mercy rule already. And a flag flies in.
Flag on the play.
Illegal participation.
Going to be illegal substitution going to go against.
They don't have very far. That's going to be the shortest penalty in the history of Alabama high school football. It's
Yeah,
going to
not
be
much.
like about a 6-inch penalty there.
Not much room to move back at all. Snap does come and going to
Airs it out
unload
from
this
his own
one.
end
Has it,
zone.
and that's going to be a great catch. Wow, no idea how in the world. Oh, and they actually say it
They're
was
saying that it's
incomplete.
incomplete. He may have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, might have caught that one out of bounds, but a heck of a good effort. We'll watch that one again on the replay. We'll see if we can. Might not get the replay, but that was a good pitch and catch. Had this field been a little bit wider, it might have been a different story.
Play's going to bring up second down.
And it had the field been wider, he would have had room to run as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just didn't have any room over there on that sideline.
Had some
But a
Knights-
good idea from his own end zone, just gunning it. That is usually when the secondary is loose because they're expecting the run.
Yeah, when you want to step up a little bit and not give up anything underneath, you can definitely get bit over the top.
So they are wide. I guess they've forgotten about the Ezekiel pass rush here.
Snap comes. Going to be a screen underneath. Not going to get much. Might get back to the original line of scrimmage. But that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. May got just past that original line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Elijah Ward allows him to catch it and makes him pay. Good, strong stick there.
Going to bring up 3rd and 10. Flag on the play.
And another flag comes down.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's the second one we've seen called against Southern Prep, and the little bit of yardage they picked up is going to be chalked off.
Another very short penalty there, unfortunately, in the shadow of their own goal line, having a couple of misfortunes there, and they are talking to the coach now, telling him to cut that out.
Yeah, that's the second unsportsmanlike conduct call they've had. We saw Brendan Tormey get pegged in the head in that first half of the football, but didn't see what it was this time. Clock continues to run as we get down under, or right about to 9 minutes. We're down and 12 now upcoming. Not a lot of punishment for that unsportsmanlike conduct, just the 2 yards that they had previously gained on that little dump screen. Wolf, the low man in the backfield, takes a snap. Only 2 men coming from the Knights. This one going to go deep in the corner, overthrown and incomplete. That time it was good coverage. Jack Helms had his eyes on the quarterback the whole way and was able to step over with that one. No way that one was going to come down in the hands of either player.
And this could be a bit of a conundrum for Southern Prep because they haven't been very successful on fourth down as it is, and they are underneath their own goal line. I don't know if they're going to try to pooch punt it or what they're trying to do, but they have not attempted a kick that was not a kickoff all game long.
Yeah, if this comes out from to a turnover on downs, it might just be a formality for the Knights to score. And they are looking like
it looks like a punt
they
formation.
set up Wolf really deep. He's trying to ask how far back he can go, but they do have a couple guys spread wide as well, and that ball's on the
fumble,
ground,
and
the Knights are going to score a touchdown.
Ezekiel.
Well, that's the second time on fourth down that we've seen a bad snap, and this time they pay for it. Ezekiel Academy able to pick that one up. It looked like Miles Richardson, the man that comes up with the football.
No drive summary on that touchdown.
Not a drive summary at all.
No offensive plays, no yardage. It was just a bad snap, unfortunately, and not the first one.
No, low through the hands of Wolf, and the first man to cover that one up is the big number 1, the senior Miles Richardson, who's been a fantastic addition to this Knights football team this year. And that one comes good with 6 points going the Knights' way. No offensive plays in the second half for the Knights, but 6 points up on the board always looks good. Knights lead this one 39-6 with the extra point attempt upcoming. That one a little bit too low.
Knuckleball into the soccer net.
The extra point went into soccer goal, but not the other.
Definitely does not quite count the same.
Absolutely. That's 0 in football, but 1 in soccer.
1 in soccer.
Southern Prep 6.
And disastrous results for Southern Prep on that. What should have been a decent possession for them.
Knights looking to take over, but before they do, we'll get, I'm sorry, Southern Prep looking to take over, but before they do, we'll get a sponsor in real quick. We've got Zap Pest Control, your hometown company serving your needs in the river region for termite and pest control. Visit zappestcontrol.com or call 334-244-7778. We've also got Nancy's Italian Ice, a fun new place to cool down and sweeten up in East Montgomery, serving up to 16 flavors of Italian ice daily, as well as delicious gelato and sweet bakery treats. Located at 7976 Vaughn Road next to Winn-Dixie at Taylor and Vaughn. I actually also think Nancy's is set up out there near the concession stand as well.
They are, and they are busy. They cannot put the spoon down. They're so busy.
Knights getting ready to kick off yet again. That's Mac Mills, the man to kick. Squibs this one down. This one a little bit better fielded. The last drive for Southern Prep, a little bit of a comedy of errors. A bad recovery on the deep kickoff from the Knights, and then they just went backwards from there. 2 penalties, setting them up deep, well, even deeper than they originally were set up, and then a bad snap ends up with a Knights touchdown. So,
and anything is better than that, but this is very good field position at the 47-yard line, and that's where the Rangers are going to take over. Clock is running, going to be well under 5 minutes by the time they snap this one.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to stop this clock at all for the rest of this game. But like you said, it can't get much worse. But for Southern Prep, they're hoping for it to get better. Wolf, lone man in the backfield, had to deal with these Knights last year and now having to deal with them again. They've been just too good so far in this game against Southern Prep. Pressure coming. Wolf able to step up, finds a hole, has a couple blockers down the field, and just gets dragged down. It looked like that was Peyton Leach, the man with a stop stepping up from his safety position, the quarterback-to-quarterback tackle.
Bear hug.
Going to be a second down and short for long 3 after the good scramble by Wolf. And that's what we saw in the first half that really worked for him. Him and Ernest Moore able to pick up a good couple yards on the ground between themselves, and 1 or 2 pass plays over the top, served them well, but they've kind of gotten away from that a little bit.
Absolutely. But the Knights pinning their ears back.
I think that's been the difference for sure.
Running at the quarterback every play, getting there with the three-man rush, bringing a blitz down the middle. Seems like every other play or so.
And it's really just reserved the Rangers to just throwing screen passes. That one underneath, off the hands of Garrett Peebles. Had he brought that one in, might have been a first down, but it
no
falls
lane
incomplete.
to really throw into as the Knights were closing in on him on the defensive pressure.
Yeah, the offensive line holds up okay. Nobody really got all the way through, but when you can't set your feet and step up as a quarterback, it makes it really tough to kind of throw those underneath strikes that you got to throw pretty hard.
And one of the things that the defensive linemen have been taught is if you can't get to the passer, jump in front of the ball.
Stick a hand up there.
They've been doing that. No balls batted down, but it does make it difficult for a short guy to throw past the ball.
Absolutely. Pressure coming again.
Down.
This time Brandon Tormey gets around the edge. Looks like he got held. Believes he got held. That one tipped up in the air and nearly intercepted. Well, that was a good job again getting their hands up. Brendan Tormey felt like he was held on his backside. We'll watch it again.
Talking to the referee.
Yeah, he's still talking it over with him. We'll see it here on the replay. Brendan Tormey on the near side right there looks like a clear hold to me.
That was,
he and Miles Richardson both look like they got held. And the dump screen, that Richardson did get a hand on it. Thought that the Knights would have come down with it there, but the ball falls harmlessly into the ground to Owen Wolf's relief. We'll see what they draw up here on fourth down. 4th and 4 upcoming. Four spread wide. We could see a quarterback draw here.
That was a
and the strike over the middle. Yeah,
movement down here at the bottom. He took off before the ball was snapped.
But nonetheless, no harm, no foul. Knights get the stop again, and another turnover on downs.
I do have to question sometimes the officiating crew kind of letting it go later on in the game, but again, you did say no harm and no foul on that particular play.
Yep, had it been a little bit of movement, I feel like, well, obviously it would have been a dead ball foul, but if a flag did fly in late, I imagine the Knights would have declined it. Now getting the ball back. Yep. About a minute to go here. That clock bleeding away. Knights get their first offensive possession, and a handoff to the left side goes nowhere.
Isaiah Zorn there at tailback, doing his best impression of Murphy as he loses a couple on that one.
Not a bad impression, but it always helps to go forward.
Absolutely.
Number 3 losing about 2 there. 2nd down and 12 upcoming.
He was hit fairly deep in the backfield, so they stopped him before he could get started.
He's going to check out now. The big senior number 7 going to step in.
And that's when things got interesting.
It's not really hard to imagine. It looks like Zorn took a little bit of a shot on the top of his helmet at the end of that play, too. I believe in the modern day of football, that might have been called a targeting play, but nonetheless, high snap comes in. Leach able to collect it, finds a hole up the middle, able to get away from a few, has the first down.
11 yards, 12, 13 yards of that makes that an easy first down for Leach.
We'll see that high snap. Luckily, it floated down fairly easily for him. Both of the edges doing a good job getting a set. No pressure really in the backfield, and a good hole opens up for Leach. That might just do it for this 3rd quarter of play. The Knights will go into the 4th, leading this one 39-6 after a defensive touchdown, the only score there in the 3rd quarter. And while we have a bit of a break here, we'll take a look at another one of our sponsors. We've got Stone Martin Builders, building neighborhoods that will last for generations, providing a team of professionals whose goal is to exceed the home buyers' expectations, guiding you from start to finish. New communities being built now throughout central Alabama and the Montgomery area. We've also got Black Hat Forge. For all your forging needs, Black Hat Forge has custom forged kitchen knives, camp knives, and more. They make great personalized, unique gifts, handcrafted from steel and into the fire. And we have also Thrive Performance. In order to meet a growing need for at-home personalized health services, Thrive Performance and Regenerative Medicine now offering telehealth consultation, functional movement, resistance training, and mental fitness training. Visit ThriveMedicalClinic.com and book your online appointment now. And the Knights set up with the ball here on this short third down, so I guess they did call Peyton Leach a little bit short on that. Looked like he had enough for the first down, but they caught him about a yard or a little less short on that scamper.
Oh, he's just winding the clock.
Yeah, I don't imagine it'll stop any time. High snap again.
Another
Leach able
high
to collect it, but he has the first down.
Number 5, Peyton Leach. Ball
It's the
carrier.
first down and more with about 4 yards on that play. That's going to be a first down. It's going to start the clock moving into a doom spiral to end this game. 11 and a half minutes left, but the clock is probably not going to stop.
Not likely.
And Wesley Spear in the backfield playing tailback now.
And a
And that's
flag
gonna
comes
be
in.
an illegal motion, I believe.
Actually, I think a timeout
Timeout
Called
was
by
by
Timeout,
Southern
Southern
Prep.
Prep.
Maybe they saw something they didn't like. Maybe didn't have enough men on the field for that first down.
That is the only way the clock will stop with this.
The only one, I believe that, and
mercy
probably
rule.
an injured player as well. The only two reasons it would stop. But for Southern Prep, I don't imagine they have too many complaints. Just want to get out of this one as quickly as possible. Sometimes you just got to lick your wounds and take it on to next week.
Speaking of wounds, no major injuries here in this game. I haven't seen anyone really go off and take their pads off. So, fortunately, they started running the clock in the first half, and they're trying to minimize injury and insult as well.
A little bit of blood spilt from the Knights, but I don't think anything major of it. Snap comes, going to be a screen pass to the near side, bounces off the hands.
off
Might
the
want to pick
hands.
that one up. Could have been a backwards pass, but they just called it incomplete.
Bring up second down.
Hard to see. I don't think it was backwards, but it's never a bad idea just to sometimes cover up that ball.
And that was definitely a forward
Definitely
pass.
forward.
Not by far,
No,
though.
got pretty much threw that one from the 44 or the 45 and a half to about the 44 and a half.
He won't break any yardage records with that
Absolutely
pass,
not.
but it was a forward pass.
Second down and 10 upcoming for the Knights after that incompletion. Snap again, a little bit high.
Wesley
Hand off in the
Spear
middle.
has
Wesley
it in
Spear
the
with a lot of
middle.
room to run. Has about 6 on that
Number
one.
42, Wesley Spear, the ball carrier.
Knights going to try and drain a little bit of this clock. I think also getting some touches for some of the seniors out there on the field.
I have an iPhone that has been turned into the press box. It was found in the parking lot. So if you're missing Facebook and Instagram, come see me.
Then we did have a phone found at the field. So if you're missing one, said it was found in the parking lot. So hopefully someone didn't leave without it. As Wesley
Spear has
Spear
room
bounces
to
this one
run.
outside, has the first down, and more still on his feet. Wesley Spear getting it done on the ground.
And no back from Ezekiel tonight has gone down on the first touch. They have
Absolutely
kept
not.
running.
We'll watch that one again from Wesley Spear. Again, a little bit of a high snap from the Knights' standpoint, but had a blocker in front of him. And
Some
able to
nifty
run
moves
through
there.
some great tackles. Good
Finally
job by the
brought down.
junior there. Going to be one of the seniors in next year for the Knights. Going to hopefully help carry this team forward to success. He, along with Brendan Tormey, is another big junior out there for them. Spear again with the handoff up the middle. Has some room. Able to bounce away from one, but eventually
They're
the
still trying
convoy.
to tackle him.
They say his knee never did touch the ground, but the convoy eventually slid him up for forward progress. Looked like no gain on that play. Second down and 10 upcoming as we get to about 9 minutes to go.
Knights on about the 22-yard line, in no hurry here, as this one, they feel like they've already done enough to win this one.
Yeah, like you said, they've done more than enough. And being a non-conference game, you don't have to put up any high scores or anything like that. We will have a conference game next week. Wow, pressure comes right off the edge, untouched. And that one going to go backwards. We'll see that one again. Pressure comes off that right edge. A little bit of a high snap and absolutely no room at all for the Knights to run. That was Isaiah Zorn. I think he got that handoff. And he was swallowed up quickly. Knights lose about 5 on that one.
About the same time as the ball got there, the defender got there. And Isaiah Zorn's skill position, he hasn't had a whole lot of practice there. It looks like Brendan Tormey is going to be the quarterback now. And
another one of those junior guys who are going to help try and lead this Knights team next year. We'll see what he can do at quarterback. We've seen him catch a few balls deep and make some good tackles. Snap comes, handoff to Spear. Has some room to run, eventually chopped down. Gets back just past the original line of scrimmage.
Look like on about the 20-yard line now. It's going to be 4th and about 8.
Look like the Knights said we're going for it. At least that seemed to be the wording from Hunter Bowden, even though he's the defensive coordinator.
Absolutely. He's calling all the shots now. He's just running the joint.
And when you got a Knights team that's this skilled, and when you overmatch another team, I think sometimes you just got to let the guys go out there and play their game. 4th down now coming for the Knights. We'll see if Brendan Tormey can maybe sling out a first down. He is going to throw this one to the near side, and that one blown up quickly. Well thrown ball, but also well read. That was Jack Helms.
And they turn it over on downs with under 7 minutes now before this one gets snapped.
I believe that's been only the Knights' second drive that ended without a touchdown. They threw that interception right at the end of the first half and then a turnover on downs here. But all the other drives end in touchdowns, and when you got a defense as good as the Knights do, that always seems to be a good way to win a football game.
Not a single punt tonight. Not a single punt by either team. They either couldn't or wouldn't punt.
This very well could be the last drive of the game, depending on how long Southern Prep have this ball. Richardson in pursuit. Wolf able to roll out to the side. Great ball underneath on the scramble. Finds a little space, cutting across the field. And Sims trying to run him down. He does chase him out of bounds, but not after a first down. Theo Riddler, the target. Good job by Wolf rolling out, keeping his eyes downfield. When you got the big man like Miles Richardson in pursuit, it's not exactly an easy thing to keep your eyes downfield.
And Richardson missed him, or this play would have been blown up a long time ago. He just whiffed.
Good job by
trying to tackle him.
Good job by Riddler staying in bounds as well on that catch. And Chakal Sims, the fastest man, able to get over there. I had Peyton Patchell in pursuit to help him out. Snap comes, Wolf steps up in the pocket, slings one, finds Riddler again, and
almost
he's
gets
got,
away,
but the ball comes loose.
They're going to say it's down. The referee was standing right beside him. He's going to say he was down
That should be enough. Should be enough for the first down there, I believe. A good quick fire play that time, and they do say he has just enough. Good job stepping up in the pocket there. We'll watch that. Slow it down a little bit on the replay, see if we can see when that ball does come loose. The officials say the ground did cause the fumble.
And
it does look like he is down. Yeah, good call by the official there. That ball seemed pretty securely tucked, and actually I believe that was Devontae Owens who made that catch. Wolf stepping up in the pocket again, tries to scramble away, but this time Richardson able to get there after a gain of about 3.
As he was in the center, in the open field, he turned his head and looked for Richardson.
Yeah, that's he's always a presence there.
Hesitated there a bit.
Timeout called by Southern Prep. I will stop the clock.
You're going to talk it over a bit.
And while we do that, we'll take a quick look at one of our sponsors. We've got Tallahassee Superfoods, located in Tallahassee, Alabama, locally owned and serving the area for over 50 years. Low prices and hometown service with 2 locations. Visit Tallahassee Superfoods or find them on Facebook at Tallahassee Superfoods. We've also got Gray's Tire, offering service for over 20 years. family run with friendly service and a full range of car service needs with 6 locations from Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, Wetumpka, and now Tallahassee. There's a Gray's Tire near you. Maybe we can get them to look at your truck, Dad. I might have to figure out what the battery problem with it. The 12-hour thing. Yep.
I can't keep my vehicles from down there. I've had one down there twice this week. The other one was down there last week.
And it's nice. It's nice to always have someone you can trust to work on your car.
Absolutely, it's nice to know that they can actually fix them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Usually, you'll end up going somewhere paying a lot of money and not exactly finding out what's wrong with it.
Exactly. It's a diagnosis.
So if there's 2 things that you want a smart person to be working on is yourself and your car.
Absolutely. And your computer.
And your computer, absolutely. I think you can work on my computer there, Daryl.
I could work on your computer.
I'd be okay with that.
It could be, I could use a hammer. Stranger things could happen.
And it looks like Southern Prep has switched up quarterbacks now. Wolf is checked out of this game, and, well, the new quarterback seeing exactly what Wolf had to deal with.
Number 2 taking back in the backfield by number 26.
Well, like that might be hard to tell. It might be Kevin. Yeah, I believe that's Kevin Mason stepping in at quarterback now. Not really wanting their senior quarterback to step in there and take really any more hits from this physical Knights team.
They're getting forward progress up to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Mason also listed as a freshman, so he'll be a name that we'll know for a long time here at Southern Prep. Snap comes, a little more time to throw here. Fires a strike over the middle, incomplete.
The receiver, unfortunately, had he thrown it,
Number 2, Kevin Mason.
In front of the receiver, there was a Knight waiting there to
either
intercept
that,
it.
It could have been intercepted, or that was Garrett Peebles might have taken a big shot there. This is what you call a suicide route coming across the middle. Especially whenever the Knights drop back in coverage like that, you got a chance to really take a big shot. We talked about injuries. I think the Knights, looks like that's going to be Chaden Chastain sitting down. Andy Patchell tended to him, but again, it looks like scrape or something along those lines. It looks like they're getting them taped up.
Just a minor flesh wound.
I seem to have a few of those out here tonight. When you get this, sometimes you get this dry field out here. It's like a rug burn or worse. That one across the middle, a great throw. That should have been a catch. But a turnover on downs again from Southern Prep. Watch on the replay. That was a good job stepping up and delivering a strike across the middle. Had Southern Prep caught that, they would have had a good chance of getting a first down there. Good job stepping up in the pocket. That's a great look into what he saw. Tried to find Devontae Owens, who couldn't quite hang on to it. Then the bobble ball almost fell into Garrett Peebles' hands, who he had a free run at the end zone. But again, another turnover on downs. And don't forget, after this game next week, Knights will be playing Southern Christian. I believe that's our last game of the regular season, and it will be a conference game, so Knights will need to win that one to play in the state championship after beating Evangel last week. And if the Knights are able to win that one, I believe also we will be hosting the state championship here at Honenberg Field. So hopefully we'll be bringing you that game as well, as long as the Knights are able to win it out. Which, when this Knights team is rolling, I feel like they could probably beat any team out there. Even though we saw Freedom Cowboys really hand it to them, I feel like the Knights, if they're really clicking on all cylinders, I feel like they're physical enough to beat anybody. Yeah, Coach Hunter talked about, he felt like the team really started coming together against the Evangel Lightning. And whenever we did play Freedom Cowboys, we kind of had two, if you call them cupcake games ahead of that, and then kind of got thrown into the meat grinder against a very skilled Freedom Cowboys team. But I feel like the Knights now really starting to come together, really starting to click. All these seniors really participating well and buying into what Hunter Wilson is wanting to do with his program. So
fewer mistakes.
And after this, like we said, game next week, same time, same place, a different opponent. But hopefully you guys will join us either in person or on Facebook as this clock gets ready to, or I'm sorry, on YouTube now, as this clock gets ready to wind down. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we will be broadcasting these as often as we can to YouTube. So don't forget to subscribe. As the clock ticks away, both teams line up. Hunter Wilson leading the line, the winningest coach in Ezekiel Academy Knights history, gets one more in the win column, this time against Southern Prep. Daryl, how do you feel they played tonight?
I think they took care of business exactly like they should have, and I think it was a very interesting game for about a quarter. And then we got to see the real meat of this Ezekiel Knights defense, and they actually performed admirably. They didn't make a lot of mistakes, and it was just actually a wonderful experience. So what we have right here is the salute.
Yep, good show of respect from Southern Prep.
Rangers.
Now they'll all join in the center of the field, get handshakes done. Senior night is complete for the Knights. They come away with a 39-6 win against Southern Prep. All in all, a good performance from Ezekiel. They never seemed like they were probably going to lose that game. Like you said, Daryl, maybe for the first quarter it was interesting, but after two stops inside of the red zone, the Knights just took over and finished out in dominating fashion. They will finish out their regular season next week with their final conference game. If they were able to win that one, they will continue their season into the state championship. But until then, Daryl, you got any final words?
Great job by the Ezekiel. Not only the fans, Miss Moretta came out and they had a wonderful senior night ceremony here. And congratulations to all the graduating seniors. Shout out to our friend Bradley Baumgartner, who was not able to make it tonight. He is a senior, and we want to acknowledge him. He's a big part of this football team and a big part of this family.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And so we missed you tonight, Bradley. Hopefully you're watching, but even if you aren't, we're giving you a big shout out tonight. The other thing I wanted to say is the Knights control their own destiny, and they're going to go against Southern next week and try to win a berth in the championship. And from then on, they control their own destiny. If they can play up to expectations or down, but either way, it's been a fine season, and we're glad that the Knights turned out to have a really good football team.
Absolutely. We saw it a couple weeks ago, right near the beginning of the season. The destiny was no longer in the Knights' hands, but after a clinch win last week against the Evangel Lightning, like you said, the best thing the coaches want to hear is that you control your own destiny. And for this team, I feel like they know what they have to do. They see it in front of them. They just have to perform to expectations and come out here and just execute. But until then, we will see you guys next week. The Knights will take on, I believe, Southern Christian in their final home game and in the final conference game of the year. I want to thank Daryl Spears up on camera and talking with me. Thank Brock Baumgartner on our other cam. Travis Hill was down on our field cam getting some great shots. Earl Baumgartner back here pulling all the strings, and Mark Bucksbaum, I believe, was also up there helping you out a little bit, Daryl. I'm sure he did.
Spears
and Tim Spears as well. You got a couple of helpers up there with you, Daryl. And I think that's about all of our crew here tonight. I want to thank you guys for joining us on YouTube. I ask that you subscribe, drop a comment, say hello to your favorite senior, maybe predict the score for next week. But until then, we will see you guys at 7 o'clock here at Honenberg Field and here on BP1 Sports on YouTube. Until then, good night.